Happy Asian American Pacific Islander Heritage Month. To celebrate, we're going to be making 3 cocktails inspired by some of Hannah's favorite Filipino flavors.
Half of my family is from the Philippines, and in the 70s, my Lolo rode a cruise ship over to the US to make sure that everything was square for my Lola, my mom, and my uncle to come over. While the drinks we're making today are not traditional recipes, they are inspired by traditional flavors. And side note, please excuse the mispronunciations that are bound to come. I may have grown up with my grandparents speaking Taglish, but I know about 12 actual words in Tagalog.
I bet you can guess what the first flavor is going to be. It's going to be ube, the Filipino yam famous for being extremely purple.
Ube was a special treat for my siblings and I growing up and has recently become really popular in the US, which is awesome to have more options than just freakishly expensive imported ice cream.
This ube cocktail is extremely simple with only 3 ingredients. The first ingredient is going to be ube syrup. There's many different ways you can make ube syrup. For us, we did 3/4 of a cup of simple syrup and then half a teaspoon of ube flavoring. You can also use ube extract. This is how we did ours. So to start, we're going to do 3/4 of an ounce of ube syrup. You can't tell on screen yet, but it is as purple as can be. It might be the most purple thing on the planet. All right, next, we're going to do 1.5 ounces of Bumbu Rum. If you don't have Bumbu Rum, Zaya would work as well. You're looking for a little bit of a fruitier tropical note, a lot of banana, a little bit of sweetness. Bumbu, Zaya, 10-to-1, a Caribbean white rum that's really banana-y would work extremely well. But this just smells like it's going to work perfect. 1.5 ounces of this. Lastly, 1.5 ounces of coconut milk. All right, we're gonna shake this up. Set this to the side. Now that our cocktail is ready, we're going to pour it over shaved ice. If you do not have an ice shaver, you can use a blender with all the ingredients plus some ice and blend it up. It'll be similar to what we're doing. However, a lot of Filipino desserts use shaved ice. So, as an ode to tradition, we're going to be using shaved ice as well. We're gonna grab our Tom Collins glass. We're gonna fill it up with our shaved ice. Now there's only one thing to do, and that is pour our luminescently purple drink directly in. Throw a straw in here. Oh, look at that. And we are calling this the Royal Slush. Here, you try first.
Mabuhay means cheers, technically. Actually, I think it means life.
Oh, really?
I think it means life. Mabuhay.
It looks great. Is it great?
Oh, it's so good.
Being on shaved ice is definitely sweet, to be honest. That looks great.
It's really like a slushie. It gives off some mean hollow vibes.
That's really good.
It's so good, isn't it?
The bamboo comes through extremely well.
The bamboo is perfect.
Wow.
Like the vanilla and the banana is so good with the ube because ube kind of tastes like a Biscoff cookie. It's got a lot of like vanilla notes within itself, and ube goes really well with tropical fruit in general. And it's so good.
It's really good. And you get like this whole slushy after. I mean, once you're done with all the actual liquid, you can eat it. That's fantastic.
And only 3 ingredients, too.
Yeah.
Super simple. Thank you.
You're welcome. That ube cocktail was delicious. This next ingredient is used widely across a bunch of different food and beverages, ginger. We were originally inspired by the concept of a Moscow Mule because that uses ginger beer. We're going to be using ginger tea. However, the recipe quickly evolved into basically what if a hot toddy was diced. So first we're going to start with 3 ounces of ginger tea or Salabat.
I didn't learn the actual word for this until recently, but my first memory of it was back when I was in middle school and on the phone with my Lola. I told her that I was sick. Really, I was just trying to get her to make me arroz caldo, which is rice porridge that my grandparents would make for us when we were sick. It is so good. But instead, she told me to make some ginger tea, and I followed her instructions of just boil some ginger in some water. But I accidentally made it super strong, and it was spicy as hell. I also don't think I added any honey to that, so needless to say, that mug went undrank.
Our ginger tea is cooled down already. We brewed a pretty strong batch by slicing up a chunk of ginger that was about 3 to 4 inches long and simmering that with 2 cups of water and a cinnamon stick. First, we brought it all to a boil and then reduced the heat and let it simmer for about 20 minutes. It became a nice amber color. Then we strained out the solids and sweetened the tea with a spoonful of honey. Everything about this recipe is adjustable. The next ingredient is going to be 1 ounce of calamansi juice. Calamansi juice is a Filipino citrus style of fruit similar to limes or lemons. We sadly don't have any of the fresh fruit available to us here. However, we got some calamansi powder. Each packet asked for 2 tablespoons of water. We used 1 tablespoon of water with each packet. That way the flavor and the acidity come through more. So 1 ounce of calamansi juice, which is actually pretty much perfect, especially after I spilled some just now. We used 2 packets of the calamansi juice. The link will be in the description below. So to have the tea, the calamansi juice, and the honey syrup shine, we're gonna be using a more base, simpler rum. 2 ounces of Don Q. And lastly, we're gonna have 1 ounce of honey syrup. Now, we did not use very much honey for our tea, so we're gonna be adding 1 ounce of honey syrup now. If you sweetened your tea prior, you might need to add less. Now we're gonna shake it up. Take our chilled old-fashioned glass, and we're going to strain our drink right into it. And top it with tonic water. There you have it, Tita's special tea. A little play on words there for you. Give it a try.
Oh, me first?
Yeah.
Oh, damn, that's good.
Is good?
It's so refreshing on a hot summer day. It's like iced tea, but different.
It is? Wow.
It's really good.
Wow. That's super good.
Mm-hmm.
Obviously, light, cold, ginger, refreshing.
It's interesting because like the tea on its own is kind of spicy, but with everything else, you just get like that light, almost
Wow.
almost like citrusy notes from the ginger, you know?
Yeah. I like the acidity the calamansi juice gives to it too.
Yeah, this is gonna be great for summertime.
Oh, massively. Yeah.
And you could make it in actually a pretty big batch because you could just make really big batches of tea.
Yeah, and then just sweeten the tea
then just sweeten the tea.
add your calamansi juice to it, and then
Tonic water.
and
yeah,
the
and
Don
that's
Q
it.
rum. There's
Yeah.
a base spirit, and you're good to go.
Yeah.
Yeah,
This would be
that's
a
really good.
great like
Yeah.
pitcher drink
Yeah.
for summertime.
Mm-hmm.
So good.
The third and final cocktail is inspired by 2 desserts my Lola used to make, Bibingka Malagkit and leche flan. Bibingka Malagkit is essentially a sweet rice cake, and there are 2 forms that I'm familiar with. The one my Lola would make using sweet rice, and the one my mom makes using glutinous rice flour.
To start it off, we're gonna take our coupe and the Bibingka syrup that Hannah made.
It's a combination of coconut milk and brown sugar that my Lola used to top her Bibingka with. So that's what rimming the glass is supposed to represent. Plus, this stuff is so good that I used to scrape it off the top of my serving of Bibingka, so may as well add a little extra.
And we are going to rim the inside of our glass. Easiest thing to do, pour a little dollop in your coupe and then just spin. You wanna get it as close to the edge as possible. And I'm just going to keep spinning until all of the Bibingka syrup has evenly dispersed. All right, we're gonna set our coupe to the side, and now we'll build the drink. It's super simple. There's only 3 ingredients to it. The first being 3 ounces of sake will go into our shaker. Here's the sake we are using. The sake is considered the sweet rice portion of the Bibingka we are essentially turning into a drink. Now for the next ingredient, it's going to be 1/2 ounce of sweetened condensed milk.
The sweetened condensed milk is the one ingredient that we pulled from Lola's leche flan recipe, but it's also used in a ton of different desserts and in coffee. And somehow, whenever we'd need it for a recipe, we'd never be able to use the entire can, so Lola would just eat the rest of it with a spoon. What a queen.
I will not put this into my jigger, as it will never get out of my jigger. We're gonna call that 1/2 ounce. Might be a little bit less, but we're gonna call it 1/2 ounce. Back to the Bibingka syrup. It's 1/2 ounce. Now that's all that's left, is to shake it up. We're gonna bring our coupe back in, and we're gonna strain directly into the coupe. We are going to garnish this with cinnamon on top. Cinnamon is in neither of the original recipes for the desserts that we are basing this off of. However, it really brings this drink together. We are calling this one Lola's Day Off.
The name of this cocktail was inspired by one of my favorite memories of my Lola. I was at my grandparents' house one day, and Lola made up a batch of 2 or 3 little individual leche flans. And I asked her why, because we didn't have any family parties, no special plans that needed a nice dessert. And her response was, I wanted to make them, so I did. And this mindset is something that I strive to live by. I want to, so I will.
Oh, it looks so
It
good.
does look really good.
Do you want to try first?
Sure. That's really good.
Honestly,
That's really good.
it's a
Dang.
little, I feel like it's a little weird, like the combination of ingredients might be a little weird because it's just essentially sake and condensed milk. It's pretty much
Yeah,
like
it's
being,
sake, condensed milk, and Bibingka syrup.
but the way that it combines, I know this because we've made this multiple times in testing, but the way it combines, I feel like it's so reminiscent of my Lola's Bibingka, which is the point, but I don't know, I feel like the ingredients are so odd.
It's really good. It makes sense, honestly. Once you drink it, once you put it together, it makes sense. Everything kind of balances each other out really well. It's really good.
And the sake that we chose is like perfectly sweet, slightly floral, just like sweet rice. It's perfect. This is probably my favorite one out of all three drinks for
really?
today. Yeah. Which one's your favorite?
I think the ginger tea one is my favorite. It's really refreshing. Everything kind of melds together really, really well.
Yeah.
The Donkey is more on the back end. This one highlights the sake a little bit more though.
Yeah.
Yeah. But all three honestly are really good. And neither of us said the ube one, but the ube one's delicious
the ube
as
one
well.
is fire.
So like all of them are
It might stain your
7
mouth
to
purple.
8 out of 10s or above.
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah,
The
they're
ube-
all ridiculously good.
The ube one might stain your mouth purple, but it'll be worth it. That one's really, really tasty too. None of them are like particularly heavy either. Like even this one,
That has the
which
condensed
is
milk
like
is pretty light.
which is like half condensed milk, is still very refreshing.
Yeah.
A cinnamon kind of gives it horchata vibes.
Yeah, kinda. Yeah. Thank you for watching today's video. If you plan on making any of these drinks, please leave us a comment down below, as well as if you want to see more Filipino drinks, or if there's traditional Filipino drinks that you know of that you want us to try, let us know, and we'll do them.
Again, we'd like to wish everyone a lovely Asian American and Pacific Islander Heritage Month. Thanks for sharing in some memories with us. And a special thank you to my Lolo and Lola and all of the immigrants who sacrificed everything they knew and didn't know to come to the US in search of a better life.
Please leave us a like, comment, and subscribe. And until next time, goodbye.
I probably won't put that in. This is a story of a girl.
Happy Asian American Filipino.
It's a sweet rice cake. Isn't puto a sweet rice cake too? Technically, it's like a muffin.
The sake really. Oh.
But like, as we all should know, Mexico and the Philippines, they're like sisters.
Thank you for watching today's video. If you good?